Welcome back to the APP Vlasic Classic Delray Beach. We've got our women's doubles gold medal match coming your way next. You're taking a live look at Jill Braverman getting warmed up, 34 years old, out of Newport Beach, California. She and Megan Fudge taking on that woman, Millie Rane, 26 years old, 7 medals on the APP Tour already this season. Her and her partner, Georgia Johnson, already with a gold under their belt on this 2024 APP Tour. Johnson, just 17 years old, both of these women living in Florida now. And there you see first look at Megan Fudge here, 36 years old, originally from Germany, but now Dusseldorf, but now also calls Florida home, although hers is more of a moving home. Yes. We'll get into that in a minute.
more on the road than anything, but when they do have downtime, most of the time it is in Florida, living that RV life.
Yeah, Megan Fudge and her husband Ryler, as well as their 2 kiddos, traveling around the country by RV to make it to all the pickleball tournaments. And we're underway here in Game 1, our best 2 out of 3 to 11. Millie Rane with the serve. Well placed speed up there, but
right away.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about with the Rane two-hand backhand there. Gets on top of it, starts with that counter attack. Johnson steps in to finish.
Okay, now talk about how the wind is kind of picked up right now, and it's at the back of Braverman and Fudge. That return pushed Rane and Johnson all the way back and getting some love off the tape early.
They'll take it.
They'll apologize, but not mean it one bit.
Sorry, not sorry. Fudge with the serve. That time, Megan Fudge, Jill Braverman keeping the pressure on Johnson and Rane.
So that's what you're going to get from Megan Fudge and Jill Braverman is great defense. If they can get a paddle on it, 9 times out of 10, that ball's coming back over, and they're going to work their way back up through transition area, back to the kitchen line.
Good power there from Georgia Johnson, just sliding to the left a little bit, clearing that forehand.
One of the things we saw from Braverman and Fudge in the semifinals, we take another look here at the side out through the legs of Fudge, is just how much that can frustrate their opponents, Don, when they do seem to get every single ball back. Rane and Johnson going to have to stay calm in those moments.
And it does, but the matchup really does kind of favor a little bit for Rane and Johnson because they are patient. They're not going to really overhit. They're just going to continue to stay at their pace. See, and right there, Millie Rane didn't overhit anything right there. She knew she was going to get the next one, the next one, the next one. So she just continued to punish until Braverman went to a knee, and then Rane just fills that ball down the line.
Rane with the lob, sailing a bit long.
Well, the wind picked up and changed direction right as she hit that ball. It was in her face, and now it's directly behind her back. And that's a good spot. Fudge caught in the transition there. Was trying to clear, but it was elevated into the chest. Very hard to reset, very hard to do anything with.
Well, Chad, you hit on it. The wind, how it switched. It's been like that most of today.
Yes.
It's been swirling. And so you can't really rely on saying, oh, it's at our back this whole match or whole game. It's changing constantly and has been all day.
So many things have to be paid attention to in those tiny little microseconds in the middle of a point, not just the win, but the communication in a doubles match too. We'll see how that works out for these players as we move on here in Game 1.
That's just a good it's just like JW.
That's what I was about to say, right? It's if you didn't know they were brother and sister, you could kind of tell by their mechanics. They're very calm coming through the transition. They block, they reset. Don't do a whole lot with the ball. Just get it down. Well, that's over.
Well, Georgia Johnson swung and missed at the first one. She was not going to miss the second one. She had the poach red, but she was about a half step behind the first one. But she made sure she gets the second one.
But
Here
how many
it is.
times have we seen Rane this year, whether it be women's doubles, mixed doubles, where she stays so focused with that left side player coming over?
Great spot there. Braverman hits it off the edge guard.
And this pace right now favors Rane and Johnson because they are playing with pace, but they're playing with control. Right now, Fudge and Braverman are literally just swinging loose. Rane and Johnson are under control pulling the trigger.
You see the attack there from Millie Rane right down the middle.
But this is what we saw earlier in the semifinal. They get on these runs and they keep applying the pressure. They don't let up.
So a timeout called on the court as Braverman and Fudge want a minute to think about this. Trailing by 5 here in game 1. We'll be right back on CBS Sports Network.
Thank you. Oh, wait.
Interested in creating a pickleball league in your community? Introducing APP UTR Pickleball Leagues. With no age minimum or maximum and men's, women's, and mixed formats, there is a chance for everyone to compete and make it to the national championships in Fort Lauderdale, December 7th through the 10th. Interested players and venues can visit the app.global/pickleball league for more information. Action back underway here on Championship Court. Johnson and Rane trying to extend the 6-1 lead in game 1.
Good reach in there from Braverman, taking those balls out of the air, cutting away or cutting out the reaction time of Rane. One thing we haven't seen that we saw from Fudge and Braverman earlier today was some speed ups, and Braverman getting in the middle, really trying to apply some pressure.
The other thing we haven't seen yet is just that. Braverman getting excited after a point.
Well, yeah, you want to neutralize them. Neutralize Braverman, keep her quiet a little bit right there, and they have so far. Georgia Johnson just a half step behind that overhead. Goes off her edge guard and into the net.
Braverman, a vocal pickleball player. Even, she said, going back to her tennis days when she was playing at Pepperdine, and she said for her, that is when she plays the best, is when she's loose, when she's free, when she's feeling it. So expect to see her hype up Megan Fudge a time or two here.
Yeah, good change right there. I'm surprised Braverman let that ball bounce.
That too, and then also the patience of Rane. A year ago, Millie Rane would have sped up the reset, the first reset from Braverman. She didn't. She worked to get to a better ball. Great job by Millie Rane.
Rane opting not to play tennis in college. Instead, went on to become a fitness instructor, but has really dedicated herself to pickleball in the last few years. You can see that growth here in her game. Johnson right into the face of Megan Fudge.
I mean, it happens. It's part of it. It's not. Johnson's not going for that. Unfortunately, center mass. Fudge did
kind of
duck
ducked into
down
it
a little bit.
Right?
You know, it was more of a duck than a slide.
But a nice run there from Fudge and Braverman to get back in this.
Well-constructed point there, Fudge calling Braverman off as the firefight ends up going deep off the paddle of Millie Rane.
Well, now it's Fudge getting fired up, and fired up she should after that one. We saw her moving left and right, really giving herself some separation, enabling herself to get that paddle out in front and keep those balls down while she was attacking.
Don't like it. Don't like it. That's not the right decision from Braverman. The ball was too high, and she had set her angle early and showed it, so there was a tell. You had Millie Rane and Georgia Johnson charging the kitchen line before she even dropped that ball. When you have your opponents back like that, keep them back as much as you can, especially on high balls like that. She invited them in, gave up a point.
Oh, yeah, slid it down the line. So normally Millie Rane will take that ball and she'll roll it back through the middle. She has enough time that she can see what Braverman's doing. Braverman didn't bite and slide to the line, so she just slid that nicely. Found the gap.
It's going to be Johnson with the serve, 8-4-2, your score here in game one. Lob there from Braverman.
I mean, you go from defense to attack
in a split second.
One ball. And we look at it right here. Excellent job from Georgia Johnson going back, getting that lob, and then they step back into the transition. They get one step away from the kitchen line, ball pops up, and they go after it.
Such an impressive performance so far by Johnson and Rane, as they now sit just 2 points away from taking game one of our women's doubles gold medal match. Let's take a look at how Millie and Georgia punched their ticket here to this gold medal match. You can see in the round of 16, then the quarterfinals defeating Riley Bonard and Emily Ackerman. In the semifinals, beating Allison Harris, Simone Jarging, a very formidable duo here on the APP Tour. What impressed you about their run?
They've done it clean, right? They did get tested in that semifinal against Harris and Jarging. It did go 3, but the issue was they were letting balls bounce. Once they started attacking and taking balls out of the air, that was their game plan. They ended up winning that third game 11-2. They figured out what happened in game 2 that they slipped up with. They came back, and handily won that third game 11-2. So very impressive from two very young players figuring that out, but also helps you have a coach in your corner, and Julie Johnson, mom. She is in their ear, and you also have Gabe Tardio's dad over there, who we'll see later on this evening.
Well, looking at that list, they took out 4 of my players and my wife. So it was not a very good day on my side. Thank you, Georgia and Millie.
Your side of the bracket, not doing so hot.
Wow. Man, I didn't even notice that, Chad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. We still love you. Good.
Getting big there for the overhead
Good
winner.
defense right there from Megan Fudge, and through transition, 2 beautiful resets, works her way back up, and then Braverman able to come in with that big forehand and finish.
Missing wide is Millie Rane.
And I've seen that a couple of times today. It's not reading the backspin on it. That ball hit in the kitchen, checked up, and started going back toward the net. Rane didn't make the adjustment, and it got too far away from it.
That dink left short, and you see Megan Fudge telling Braverman, so good, and it is, as they put together a little 3-point run here.
Well, that's all about the ball movement, moving it from sideline to sideline, pinching back middle, pushing back out wide, keeping Rane and Johnson off balance.
Oh, that time Johnson with some authority putting the end to that point.
Well, Georgia Johnson, some of the biggest power on the female side of pickleball. She's not going to miss an overhead.
Oh, nice get.
Wow.
So,
Oh,
that's such a tough one, right? Braverman tries to take that high, and it's spinning back into the net.
you're almost
It's a
better
risk
off.
of, like, do I just
Let
drop
it
my
go.
paddle all the way down to the ground and let it see if it hits the bar on the way down, and if it doesn't, just pop it straight up?
Right. Because if it does hit the bar on the way down, it's a replay.
Instead, it's a side out here, and Johnson with an opportunity here to get the game.
And this is the most emotion we've seen out of Millie Rane and Georgia Johnson right now. They are fired up, and Georgia is intense right now.
Game point on her paddle here.
Wow.
Millie Rane delivers through the middle with some power to take game 1.
I mean,
It's incredible right there.
Practically speechless. We'll give you some time to sit with the way that one ended before we get into game 2 on the other side of this break.
Step, I should say, to our fans here. Well, we need you to move down just a touch. So come on down closer to the court. Our guy Max has your 3-step building. A lot of his fans are going to receive him here at Delray Beach. So let's introduce the following fans who wants a 3-step from the very good looking Max. We're going to come down a little closer. We encourage you to make your way down the first couple rows here. We'd love to have you closer to the action here at the Delray Beach Tennis Center. We got more stuff. We appreciate your attendance here today. Give us a follow on the socials at official APP Tour. Use the hashtag APP Tour to join the conversation. You can also visit theapp.global. That's the online destination of all things APP Tour. Once again, we encourage you to come on down to the first couple of rows here inside the tennis center. We want you to be nice and cozy for our action. We want our players to hear the intensity and your energy. You bring it here for our first 2 gold medal matches of the weekend. We've got our women's pro doubles championship court right now. Men's gold medals to follow with a really good matchup. 3 more gold medal matches tomorrow, right back here at Championship Court.
Welcome back to the APP Vlasic Classic Delray Beach. Game 1 goes the way of Millie Rane and Georgia Johnson. Game 2 of our women's doubles gold medal match coming your way next. The AARP match spotlight this week was the Champions Division. Our women's singles gold medal match went to Karen Coaches. Well played here. So a big congratulations to Karen for a hard-fought win. And let's take a look at some of our other AARP Masters and Champions winners from the weekend. Chad, you were complaining about your bracket, but look at that men's singles.
I've got one right there.
You know somebody right there.
My brother-in-law playing in his first APP tournament, taking the men's singles title and champion, Marcelo Jardim.
So congratulations to all of our winners. Game 2 underway. Jill Braverman starting with the serve, quickly coming to the kitchen line.
Ooh. I think Georgia actually hit Millie on that one. Yeah, she did.
Millie's like, I'm fine. Let's go. She's more mad than she hit the point.
She was coming over to hit that two-hander. All right, so we finished game 1. High intensity from Johnson and Rane. Already we're hearing Braverman get a little more vocal.
And immediately, even though Megan misses it into the net, she looks at her and says, love that. And she was telling me earlier.
I don't.
Well, that's fine. But her team, as her teammate, she was telling me that that's one of the things she likes to do is hype up her teammate as much as she likes to sort of engage with the other team. It's not so much about that. It's much more about letting her emotions out, hyping up her teammate.
That's an excellent ball there from Georgia Johnson.
The reason I said I don't like that was I didn't like the spot where Megan Fudge was speeding up from. She was about 6-7 feet behind the kitchen line and on the sideline. It's just a tough spot.
Johnson.
Oh, it's in. It's in.
Big. It goes over. What a recovery there by Rane and Johnson and Braverman.
That didn't hit Braverman's body. She flicked at it. It went up in the air. It might have been a hand. It may have been the edge of the paddle, the handle, whatever it was. Her wrist. I think she's looking down. Let's look at another look at. Yeah, I think it was off.
Off her wrist, hand, which is part of the paddle.
Johnson again. It's like the same thing. She gets up all in the same spot. Big forehand to finish it off.
What you're seeing, too, we didn't see in the semifinal as much. When Barr and Humberg had success, it was pressure dinking. Then it got soft. Right now, you're seeing a ton of pressure dinking from Rane and Johnson.
Megan Fudge going cross court with the forehand winner.
Well, and that was a good setup as well. Went crossbody on Johnson. She was sitting a little bit more forehand. Ended up getting caught on the backhand side.
Oh.
That's the two-hander I was talking about at the beginning.
Yes.
Millie Rane will
wants
step up and unload on that. She's not going court right there. She's going center of the body.
And the reason that almost looked like it was at Braverman's face is because she was trying to get down and below it and almost scorpion it, where she gets below the ball and it's an overhead.
Joe Braverman may have been there for the dink, but Johnson
Usually you
recognizing.
don't like it, but that was a better situation.
Correct.
Johnson had it out in front. She could absorb a lot of the pace, and then it opened up the court back behind Braverman as she was coming forward.
Johnson with a great court read there, forcing them onto their second serve. Millie Rane with the forehand miss just into the net, so it'll be a side out here. Braverman and Fudge with a chance to cut into this 2-point lead. Johnson again, just so much power behind that forehand.
She's on a mission right now, and Georgia Johnson is usually a calm, cool, and collected player, very even keel. She'll get excited every once in a while, but right now, it's almost after every put away, she wants you to know what's going through her mind right now, and it is, we're about to win this match.
And that's a good roll there from Braverman, taking a little bit of pace off of it, stretching out Rane.
Okay.
A little bit there. I mean, that was the ball for Georgia Johnson to speed up. It was kind of dead in front of her. She was just a little straight-legged. Didn't really get underneath the ball.
Okay, it's going back and forth
now,
because the last point you had Jill go, no way on the speed up from Georgia Johnson. And then as soon as that ball was wide, Georgia goes, nope.
Yep. But if we go back to Sacramento, Georgia and Jill played together in Sacramento and won gold.
Yes. So she knows what she's doing when she's trying to get with the talk back and forth.
Yeah, such a good spot there. Braverman wasn't sure where she should go, and Johnson pushed a couple of balls back deeper to Fudge. And you see Braverman, she's trying to come over. She doesn't know where to go. Do I go up? Do I slide back?
That time, a big out call from Jill Braverman. Johnson with a little smirk there. 17 years old, and her and Millie Rane have taken game one, trying to extend their lead here in game two. So a side out here, and after some runs, it's been a lot of scoreless side outs here in the last few minutes.
It's been pretty square here for the last few service games. Oh, until there. We're all square now at 4.
Now it is very square. All tied up, 4-all.
Rane try to call Johnson off that one. Usually it's a little late by the time you hear it. It's around.
Megan Fudge with the reaction off the net to the ATP. Johnson reset. What a point, though.
Incredible read as Megan Fudge has to go around the post. Again, it was really her only shot, but it's a great reaction, great mindset to get there. Johnson defends, but they can't come out on top.
Ball's just out.
Johnson just reminds me of a quarterback right now, calling plays in her head, with each single ball that she hits. She knows exactly where she wants to go. She knows how it's going to affect the opponent. And she's just executing to perfection.
Oh, that was...
I think that ball was going out, but you know what? Rane didn't care. That she saw that ball early and just put it straight into the body of Braverman.
She was committed so early that there was no letting that ball bounce.
So a side out here, and Millie Rane with the serve.
Oh, Georgia Johnson reads it nicely and reads it early, but again, the paddles dropped back behind her instead of out in front of her to get on top. Drags it through, goes long.
That time, big forehand from Jill Braverman at the feet of Millie Rane, which you guys always say, hardest spot to pick it up is off your shoelaces.
So you're either at your feet or at your chest.
That ball's deep. So Johnson's gone away from her body positioning a little bit. She's standing taller. She's getting outstretched.
And so it's a timeout called here on the court. Millie Rane and Georgia Johnson want a chance to think about this, trailing by 2 here in game number 2. Coming up next, CBS Sports Network serves up some world-class competition as we bring you an all-new league made by players for players. Don't miss the Orlando Valkyries take on the Grand Rapids Rise in the Pro Volleyball Federation. That's coming up next on CBS Sports Network. We're in our women's doubles gold medal match here at the APP Vlasic Classic Delray Beach. Right after this, we will have our men's doubles gold medal match, a really exciting pair of teams that we're going to get to see later on tonight here from Florida. But right now, it is all about the women. You see Johnson and Rane getting a little bit of coaching. If you were their coach, what's the advice?
Get back in your athletic positioning. Don't try to do too much. Johnson has enough power, but like I was talking about right before right at the beginning of the timeout, she's starting to stand up. She's letting that ball either get behind her or get too close to the body. So just bring the chest and the chin over the toes. Get that contact further out in front. Still stay aggressive. But again, right there, standing too tall.
And that right there, too, she was almost trying to aim that ball. Instead of being athletic and an athlete like we talk about, she just tried to aim that ball through. This is a funk right here for Rane and Johnson. Something we haven't seen all day long from them. And that's the issue, too, right now for Rane and Johnson. They're going to be on their heels right now because what you're going to see is you're going to see Megan Fudge and Jill Braverman. You're going to see them attack. You're going to see them be the aggressors here.
Millie Rane flipping that one just deep, and Braverman and Fudge fired up about it as they have a game point opportunity.
But again, that's Rane trying to aim that one as well. She didn't commit fully through the stroke. Braverman and Fudge are going to make you pay for it.
That's good eye right there from Millie Rane. That ball's right at her chest and face. She ducks underneath it, lets it go out. Still have to hold one more. And that one goes out.
Skips off the net, and so 2 game points defended by Johnson and Rane to get the ball back on their side, trailing by 6. Another look here. Megan Fudge with the cross-court forehand winner. Beautiful angle taken.
Yeah, and you're hearing a lot more verbal commitment from. Oh, that's a good ball down the sideline there. But
beautiful.
Fudge and Braverman much more verbally committed here in game 2. Coming down the line, they're not giving in. They're not letting up. Where in game 1, it was kind of Johnson and Rane that took over.
A hesitation right there from Millie Rane. She thought about it for a second, and then instead of, after you think about the speed up and you don't speed up, you need to go soft.
Yeah.
Right? But instead, she doubles down and tries to go speed up from a low position.
And the miss there from Johnson, so it is Jill Braverman and Megan Fudge who take game 2 here in our women's doubles pro gold medal match. So let's play 3, shall we, to decide who takes home the gold. We'll have game 3 in our best 2 out of 3 to 11 coming up next on CBS Sports Network.
We've got men's pro doubles following that deciding third game. The APP.global, the online destination of all things APP Tour. We encourage you to check that out. Speaking of checking things out, the APP store is available for you in Sponsor Village here today and tomorrow. Outstanding merchandise available to you. T-shirts, caps, visors, tournament products. We have the best pickleball gear right here on site. And if you're within earshot, make sure you get over here to Championship Court. We're giving out gold medals to those worthy. We're so glad you're with us. APP Vlasic Classic, Delray Beach.
Imagínate, tú y yo en la playa, la arena, el mar, el sonido de las olas recorriendo todo tu cuerpo. Bésame, tócame y baila conmigo.
Tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern, get ready for a bucking bull battle as the best riders around the globe bring the heat to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Don't miss PBR Unleash Beast right here on CBS Sports Network. Certainly don't want to miss anything from this women's pro doubles gold medal match. Game 1 went the way of Johnson and Rane.
Well, Rane and Johnson were much more aggressive in game 1. They were putting the pressure on. They were vocal. And Georgia Johnson was stepping up and taking those balls through the middle. It slipped away from them heading into game 2, though.
And then in game 2 was all Braverman and Fudge. And the difference was they got vocal on the flip side. So right now, the advantage and the momentum on the side of Fudge and Braverman as they take game number 2.
Game 3 underway.
That's not the spot.
These first few points are absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
Absolutely crucial to see who can get that momentum back early. And like you said, Chad, right there, that is not the spot.
Oh, got her in the head.
That is an absolute reset clinic. You could do a video on the resets through transition there from Millie Rane, but turning that offense into defense. Now, that ball's probably going out, but it clips the side of Braverman's head, and that's a point.
2-0, Rane and Johnson early on here in game 3.
Oh,
gets
give
her
it back.
Oh,
I had a feeling Megan wasn't going to let that one slide.
you got my partner, I will get you. Tag.
Tag, you're it.
We've had a few this game.
I was talking with Megan and Jill after they won that semifinals, and here in their first tournament together, I asked, what did you learn throughout the day playing together? And they both said how much we can trust each other. Neither of us is going to give up on a ball. We are going to sell out for every single point. We're seeing that here in Game 3.
That's such a good first dink on the roll forehand from Millie Rane. It pulled Megan Fudge all the way off the court, and then Rane calmly just flips the ball in the middle. Fudge is a little off balance, goes into the net. Beautifully done by Millie Rane.
Again, Johnson getting a little too big there in the middle, and you see it's like a mini windmill motion where she takes that paddle with a second take back.
Big forehand there from Braverman.
That's got to be Millie Rane stepping up and taking that because of the fact that Johnson is coming up on the return of serve. Even though it's her forehand, Rane's got to read that a little better and take that with her two-handed backhand.
And so just like that, another miss.
3 in a row.
Yep.
3 in a row, unforced errors there from Georgia Johnson as she takes the glasses off now.
Very rare for the 17-year-old to have that many unforced errors. Nothing unforced about that. Megan Fudge imposing her will.
Well, right now, it's Megan Fudge that is picking up the intensity. It was almost like after Braverman got hit in the head, Fudge stepped in and said, you know what, I'm going to bring the pressure. And there it is again. This is what we saw from Braverman and Fudge in the semifinal. They were the ones that were being aggressive.
And it's so far gotten them a 4-point lead here at the end change in game number 3. They're up 6-2 over Millie Rane and Georgia Johnson. That duo took game 1, but Braverman and Fudge really feel like they're continuing the momentum that they built in game 2 here into game 3.
Yeah, and they are, and they've picked up the intensity. The intensity was on the side of Johnson and Rane to start game 3, but like you said, Chad, as soon as that last ball or that ball went off the side of Jill Braverman's head, all of a sudden Megan Fudge almost took it personal. She drills Millie Rane with the next ball, and then she has continued to put pressure on from the jump here, and it looks like they have all the momentum here on the end change, up 6-2, 5 points away from a gold medal.
Megan Fudge, the mother of 2, and went to little Mama Bear there, protecting her teammate. Says, hey, I got your back. Not that Braverman necessarily needed defending, nor that it was intentional by Johnson or Rane. But
Correct.
When you're in a gold medal match, you take all the motivation you can get.
So it's a bit of a tougher ball to speed up there for Fudge. It's outside the right hip, and she's fully outstretched, so she's pushing. And she's actually pushing it closer to the net right there. If she does elevate it, Johnson's going to be sitting all over it.
That ball catches the sideline right there. I thought it looked like Millie Rane thought that ball was going to go wide, but it drops right on the sideline there.
We got a shoelace timeout.
Jill Braverman retying her shoe. As Georgia Johnson and Millie Rane coming up on their second serve here in game number 3. Georgia, like we've mentioned, just 17 years old, started playing pickleball at 11. Christmas Eve. Started playing with some paddles that a neighbor had given them, and now here she is. Gold medal match for the second straight APP Tour tournament.
It's actually the 4th straight for Georgia.
4th straight,
Yeah,
excuse me, sorry.
She seems tight.
Going for her
right
second
now.
straight gold.
Yes.
She seems
Third
very,
straight.
very tight right now.
It's catching up.
Catching up here. Math is mathing. Great job there by Georgia Johnson, changing direction on that ball.
Well, I don't mind it right there from Jill Braverman. She's trying to be aggressive and insert herself in the middle.
Oh, it got higher and higher and higher. Actually, the only person to beat Georgia Johnson in women's doubles this year is Millie Rane.
There you go, and that was the very first one
Punta
of
Gorda.
the year.
Yes, it was.
Punta Gorda. Millie Rane won the gold with Bobby Oshiro. Here.
Over Georgia Johnson and Paris Todd. They're just initiating the speed up regardless of where it is or the time it is, because right now Millie Rane and Georgia Johnson can't get on top of the ball.
Well, they're back on their heels right now, and it's just flicking the paddle, flicking the wrist at the ball.
That's a well-placed flick there from Millie Rane.
Braverman all over it though.
Yeah.
She didn't. I mean, she just missed it, but she's all over it.
She's walking back. She says, I want that one more time.
That was a good decision there from Braverman on that two-handed backhand. She steps back, plays it off a big bounce, and hits a good angle to Georgia Johnson.
So Johnson and Rane get one back, but Braverman and Fudge still with a multiple point lead, three of them. Chance to extend it here.
A little switch here for Johnson and Rane, putting Johnson on the right, Rane on the left, just giving a different look.
Nice cross-court winner there from Georgia Johnson to push Megan Fudge. And Jill Braverman onto their second serve. Fudge with it. Speed up there from Millie Rane, but Fudge was more than ready for it.
Well, Megan Fudge is too strong on that two-hand backhand side. She likes to slide to the right. Rane tries to go cross-body, but that just gives the opening for the backhand for Fudge.
Some great resets in there from Megan Fudge, but Johnson relentless with the power.
And she got hyped up after that point, right? So now she's back in it right now. Now they're on serve. Still trailing by 4, though.
Johnson missing that into the net.
Yeah, she's sitting on it right there, and it was a good counter on the first one. But again, getting tall, standing up, and slapping it straight down into the net. Braverman just all over the counter as well.
Oh, and
Chicken wing.
Yeah, she's trying to get out of the way of it, but couldn't tuck that paddle and that shoulder down fast enough. Good spot there from Millie Rane. Just a little off right now. Georgia Johnson can't tune in the drops. Can't tune in the counters.
The forehand is off.
It's just loose. She's
Yeah,
really
it's
loose.
It's very wristy. I mean, the paddle, it almost looks like the paddle's moving around in her hand at times. Can it spin back?
Oh,
yeah, good angle.
Perfect
That's
angle,
so-
perfect power. Takes something off it. Does Johnson to get the second serve.
That's just so smart from Johnson. You can easily overhit that ball. She just pushes it through the kitchen.
Braverman right at the hip of Millie Rane. Can't get out of the way and can't get a good paddle on it.
Well, that's where
That's another point.
Braverman and Fudge are dangerous as well, right? When they can take balls out of the air, they can reduce timing and they can speed up from that extended position.
So slowly but surely, Fudge and Braverman are adding to this lead, but Rane and Johnson doing a good job of stopping the runs, only allowing them a point on their last few service sides. Now it's time for them to try and put together a run of their own here in this decisive Game 3.
Nice battle right there from Millie Rane. Just not trying to do too much. She just kept trying to drop that in. Didn't try and overpower.
Now back within two. She's much more confident on the backhand right now from Georgia Johnson.
And a timeout called on the court by Braverman and Fudge as Rane and Johnson get 2 back and have themselves within 2.
Oh, they're going to stop this momentum as quickly as it started are Braverman and Fudge as they immediately call that timeout. But we got a ball game here again now in Game 3. Look like Braverman and Fudge were going to pull away. But the last couple points, Millie Rane digging herself out of the baseline, forcing Braverman into the mistake, and then Georgia Johnson getting very aggressive with the two-handed backhand up at the kitchen line with two-handed backhand overheads for the put away and then the timeout.
Well, I'm going to take you back to Miami.
Take me back.
Georgia Johnson, Millie Rane were down 9-2 and won 9 straight points to close it out.
Yes, they did.
So a lot of resiliency that these two have shown playing together here in women's doubles. Can they do it again here? They don't need to get 9. Got to get 2, and then 3 more to get the win.
So
which would be 5.
There we go. I was waiting for the mathing.
Carry the 1.
We're doing it in steps.
Remainder.
Exactly.
Remainder.
That's Common Core math. She was doing it the extended version.
Exactly. We're doing it in the steps with which it must happen.
I can't stand that with my kids right now. I'm like, the answer's this. Just do it. No, I have to show 17 steps.
Gotta show your work.
Ooh, duck.
Good lead by Millie Rane, getting out of the way of that.
But it started by Millie Rane.
Yes.
She pulled the trigger down the line, knowing Fudge was going to get that, then got on top of the next one. Then they forced the error. Still on first server here, too. Oh,
there was the hesitation again right there from Rane, and it looked like there was hesitation from Braverman.
Almost looked like she lost it for a second.
Well, we do have some shadows coming across the court. And about half the court is shaded. Yeah, too good of an angle there. That ball just sat up and floated.
So Rane and Johnson in the middle of a 6-2 run here in game number 3. Johnson trying to make it 7.
She slides, so Millie Rane's got to know that she slides to that backhand right there. But Megan Fudge does such a good job right there, clears her hip, and is on that two-handed backhand. Big hold right there, not to give up a lead.
Big point there for Fudge and Braverman to get themselves a lead.
There may have been a ball in there that Johnson and Rane hit that was going out. Well, caught the line.
Braverman called it out.
She called it out?
So they're going to
get a challenge.
So
I didn't even hear a call come from Braverman.
So the challenge call.
9, 8.
Here's another look.
8. 1. We will now
From
proceed to
okay,
point
but we've
review.
seen this from
But-
that angle. It looks
yes.
in, from the other angle, it looks out. But
Take a look
from
at-
that angle, it looked in.
So to break down what's happening here, new rule to the APP Tour here in 2024. You have as many challenges as you want.
Oh,
Have
ball's
a
in.
video
Ball's
review.
in.
I'm pretty sure that ball's in,
Yeah.
but we have been wrong before.
So we have a video review official checking this out who's going to make the official call. And what happens in this situation is if, in fact, Millie Rane and Georgia Johnson get the call, then they actually do not lose a challenge. You have unlimited challenges, but you can only be wrong 3 times before you get assessed a technical warning.
Yep. So
Review. The ball was in. The challenge is negated. 2 challenges remaining. 3 challenges remaining.
so
So they lose.
Braverman and Fudge actually
Lose a
lose
challenge.
9-8-2.
a challenge.
So making sure that everybody is on the correct side, and big moment there for Johnson and Rane to get that call.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
9-8-2.
9-8-2 for Fudge's serve.
Sand spinning back. Look out.
What the? Holy cow. What a reset from Millie Rane in the middle of that point. She was done. Braverman had her dead to rights at the kitchen line. Chad, your mouth's open. You okay? That's unbelievable.
Braverman should have done more with that one. Let's be honest. I mean, that point was done.
Instead, it's a side out here. Chance to tie things up for Rane and Johnson.
Mark that point down.
Oh, that ball was probably going out, and Johnson was late on it. Braverman hitting the spot that Johnson has been having the weakness on.
Johnson coming across the court to try and finish that point, but the response going deep. So a side out here for Braverman and Fudge. And now they have a chance to extend this lead.
Oh, got her again.
So it was almost a half cross-court speed up right there from Fudge.
Yeah.
But Johnson read it, so she was able to step in and take it with her forehand.
So having another little timeout
It's,
here
I
for
mean-
Braverman to retire shoe.
That's still not a clean forehand from Georgia Johnson,
No.
though. If Braverman somehow manages to get out of the way of
Way
it,
out.
that's gone.
So it's going to be a second serve here for Braverman and Fudge. Sitting just 2 points away from winning the gold medal here at the APP Vlasic Classic, Delray Beach.
The momentum on this point right here.
Has to be going the way of Johnson and Rane.
I mean, because on that point right there, you're
Tight.
either facing a match point or you're
Yep.
getting the ball back and
Yeah,
you're still
it's
in
tight.
this.
And it is win by 2, so we always talk about this 9th point being a really important one if you're trailing.
Can't do that.
Can't miss thirds.
Right, even if you leave the ball high above the net, at least you have the opportunity to stay in the point.
Oh, and
That's 2.
Millie Rane anticipated that ball going
Yeah.
out again. Same thing that happened on the other sideline for her.
So a really important hold there for Fudge and Braverman. 9-8-1, the score for Megan Fudge's serve. Resets in that point before Johnson finally gets the finish.
I thought there was a winner down the line. Somehow Johnson gets a paddle on it. I thought that was a winner from Braverman. Rane throws the paddle at it.
Two unreal resets.
For Johnson, the passing shot down the line. Second serve. Speed up there from Megan Fudge right into the body of Millie Rane, and she hits it out.
Well, Rane just a little too big on that counter. Instead of blocking it, she swings through it and pulls it wide.
Sets up a championship point opportunity for Jill Braverman and Megan Fudge. Braverman with the serve.
I thought that was dropping in. Our angle's tough right here from the corner. I thought that ball was dropping in off Megan Fudge's paddle.
So a big hold there for Rane and Johnson. Millie Rane now with the serve. The lob there from Millie
Too close to
Rane.
the body. It was too close to the body. She didn't get the extension out in front in order to get that ball up earlier and push it down.
You can hear the wind whipping on the court mic. Circling here in Championship Court in Delray Beach. Georgia Johnson, big forehand through the legs of Jill Braverman.
I was just going to say there has been no aggression from Millie Rane and Georgia Johnson. A controlled aggression right there. Finally, they went 1-2-3 combo. Huge point to tie this up right here.
Instead, it's Jill Braverman with the overhead to get the ball back on their side, and still a championship point opportunity. So Jill Braverman and Megan Fudge playing in their first tournament together all the way here to the gold medal match can win it here. Megan Fudge with the flick right into the body of Millie Rane, and the response sails long. So it is Fudge and Braverman who are golden here in Delray Beach, taking home the gold medal of the women's doubles gold medal match. Celebrating on the court. We'll hear from them when we come back.
Women's Pro Doubles and the APP Vlasic Classic. West facility, the team of Johnson and Rane coming back for gold in Miami, silver here in Delray Beach. We will hear from our competitors here on Championship Court in just a few moments, so stay with us. We've got that men's Pro Doubles gold medal match coming up next. That's your cue to get a quick breather and join us right back here as close as you can to the Championship Court for our men's Pro Doubles gold medal match, which is next here in Delray Beach.
Jill Braverman and Megan Fudge are golden here in Delray Beach, Chad.
Yeah, and they did it by being the aggressors. They put the pressure on, they stepped up, knew which balls to speed up, and they come away with a very good win. We're going to throw it down to AJ McCord, who's courtside with our winners.
That's right. Megan, Jill, we talked before this match, and you said one of the things that you loved so much about playing together is the trust that you have developed throughout this day. How did that come into play in that third game, Megan?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. We kept on talking to each other, game plan, reassuring each other that we could do it. You know, we're going to win the dogfight, and we showed up and got it done.
That's the other thing you talked about. You said that we trust each other to sell out for every single point, Jill. How did that manifest itself to get you guys this gold medal?
I took face hits, head hits, body hits. Yeah, no, definitely. Like Megan said, it was a dogfight. We both come from a tennis background. Energy is really important, and just huge kudos to Megan for her super high pickle IQ and just being the most positive partner a girl could ask for.
What is the most important moment? What is the biggest takeaway for you, Megan, from this weekend in this gold?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of had fun out there and give yourself a chance. We kept on giving each other chances of creating and going after it and trusting each other. It was just like, it's just so nice that it all came together.
It came together, certainly. Congratulations to the 2 gold medalists here of our women's doubles. Gold medal here at the APP Vlasic Classic, Delray Beach.
All right, well, congratulations to Jill Braverman and Megan Fudge as they take the gold medal here in Delray Beach. That's it for the women, but coming up next, men's gold medal here on championship court at the APP Vlasic Classic in Delray Beach.